Hello everybody, this is Dan Boul coming to you from my new office in Los Angeles. We're out of North Hollywood. We're just south of downtown in Los Angeles. Today is January 2nd, 2013, if you can believe that. And unfortunately today, you can tell my office is not finished. I'm not finished setting it up. And I don't have my mixing board set up or anything. So you got the webcam monitor, and I don't have my lights on, so I look like a ghost as the webcam struggles with poor lighting. I have one more overhead light I can turn on. It's a fluorescent though. I hate it, but let's see what it does to the picture. Yeah, it's not much better, is it? Oh, fluorescent lights are very unflattering. So anyway, I just want to get you guys up to speed with what's going on. We've done our move. It's going great. We're all very happy and having fun. The whole crew's here working. So Mike Franciscini, Joe Bourdet, Carlos Leguizamon, and our other builder, Jesus. They're all here, and we've got our new people working with us. I have a dedicated supply chain manager. We're over here working in the wood shop. So there's a lot of things going on that are really fantastic, and I have a wireless cam on order so I can walk around and give you guys a tour. I'll probably just record one and post it soon. But the new shop's looking great. They're in their building right now. We spent about 3 weeks moving here, and today is our first day. Our very first day of working at the new location, and so far it's great. It's really good. It's a beehive, and it's a much different atmosphere than our old shop, because the building that we're in actually makes products for a lot of other people as well. We're the first one they've done this sort of license deal with, where basically we moved all of 65 amps operation here. So we didn't sell the company or any of that stuff. We just moved our entire crew and operation here. Now we have this larger company, Boutique Amps Distribution, buying our parts. They bought a $250,000 CNC wood cutting machine, and they've got an engineer over there right now. We're actually cutting cabinets, which are going to be in some respects superior to what we've been making before. They're going to be more consistent because there's less handwork in them. But my turnaround time on cabinets is going to be super fast once we're up and running, which will probably be about 8 weeks before we're ready to do that, because we have to get the crew used to Tolexing the cabinets, which is pretty hard. So anyway, lots of really good stuff going on. I'm extremely happy about it. Hey, Terry Smith, how are you, man? Any tours going on during NAMM? Yeah, we are going to do some tours, mostly with our dealers. But I will, like I said, I'll have a video tour. Terry, I didn't know you were on here, man. Happy New Year. Let me get this camera working right. Terry's a dear friend of mine from where I grew up in Missouri. And you guys probably, if you've ever dealt with Korg at all, you probably know Terry. He's a very high up salesperson at Korg, so Marshall and all those sorts of things. Thank you, Paul. I take a Happy New Year. First of all, I haven't even said that yet. Happy New Year to everybody. It's 2013, and I'm full of optimism, and I'm so ready for the last few years to be done. I posted it on my Facebook status that we've all been going through challenges. I've had my fair share. 65 Amps has had their share. But this move we're doing is sort of changing all of that dramatically for the better. We're not going to have parts problems anymore. We're not going to have delivery problems anymore. And our delivery times are going to be much faster. And for any of you dealers that are out there watching, assuming that you have good credit, we'll be able to give you terms, which we haven't been able to offer for 4 years now, ever since the crash. Banks quit financing small businesses, so I haven't been able to offer terms to anybody. And now with the larger company behind us, we'll be able to do that. So anyway, it doesn't look like my chat stream is scrolling, so if I'm missing questions, let me know. Yeah, Terry. So Terry asked, "Hey Dan, new digs, huh? I was waiting for your version of Old Lang Syne." Don't wait too long, Terry. I'm just here unpacking. I was showing the guys that were logged in earlier. Wow, we got a big crowd. Even though I wasn't able to get it up on Facebook in time. So anyway, that's the basic synopsis. We're here working. Amps are going out the door. They're going to start going out the door at a much better rate. We were just testing a new machine we got that pre-cuts the wires for us. So a big part of making a hand-wired amp is measuring wire and stripping it, and all these sorts of things. It's about a quarter of the time. It's just wire. And they bought us a $80,000 machine where we just feed spools of wire in and tell it how long we want it cut, and it cuts it and strips the ends and puts it into a bin. So I'm able to do all these sort of fantasy things that I've wanted to do the whole time. We've dreamt about doing this. And so we're going to be able to offer, the premium gear that we offer. In some cases, it's going to be better in certain respects. But it's going to be a lot more efficient to manufacture. And there's my phone. Hang on one second. It's Mike. Hi, Mike. Hey, I'm in my office doing my show right now. Yes, that's okay. She wanted to come. We were going to go through all these invoices, and I think she just wanted to see the place. And we're going to make sure there's nothing we can't still collect on, and just make sure we're all on the same page. Yeah, they're here on my desk. All right, thanks. Sorry about that, guys. We're working. And my finance person's going to come in here in a second, and we'll get. I need to give her all our old active invoices that are still around, and so she probably won't want to come on camera, but we'll do whatever we can do. So yeah, anyway, that's the news from the front. Unfortunately, it kind of caught me unprepared this week. So if there's anything you want to talk about, let's bring it up. Hey, Carp. How are you, man? Yeah, it's good. I want to show you the new place, Carp. You and Skillman need to come over here. You're going to dig it. It's very cool. It's a whirlwind here. It's just an absolute beehive. It's such a change. And you've been to our other shop where, it was artsy and sort of low-key. And here, hey, Fonzarelli, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Carp and Paul, everybody. I need to keep saying Happy New Year to all these people that are coming on. We have a nice crowd here. Happy New Year from Osnabrück. Dan Peter, all right. Freuliche Neues Jahr. Is that close? I haven't spoke German in so long. Yeah, well, Carp, we can come over. You can come over now. Come over today if you want. We're a lot closer to you than we were before. Yeah, oh, I'm getting texts. I'm sorry for the craziness. But we're here working. I wish this camera would stretch outside. I'd love to show you what's going on. It's such a different thing. But yeah, Pink Paisley, I wish my German was still very good. Meine Oma wurde in Deutschland geboren, aber sie ist jetzt 22 Jahre gestorben. Damit habe ich alle meine Deutsch vergessen. Is it worth panning? Well, I can show you my office in the state of disrepair that it is. You can see I'm still not unpacked, and here's my rig, which is not wired up yet, and we don't have a loud room set up for guitars yet, any of that stuff, so I can play. It might realistically be 2 weeks before I can do a I can do a proper broadcast here. My office it's about the same. I think it's actually a couple feet shorter. Yeah, I am exhausted. I've been working 7 days a week for a month. You can probably see it on my face. I can see a nice bag there under my eye. But you know what? That's fine, because everything's really good, and I'm really excited about it. So I'll sleep when I'm dead. It's not a problem. So these are the ones that are not paid. Hi, Dina.
Hi.
I'm doing the show, but it's a slapdash show, so say hi.
Hello.
These are just the regular ones. These are the ones that are paid. I double checked it. Your numbers were perfect.
Okay, good.
And then this one, we have this in a box ready to ship. We're just waiting on the cabinet.
Okay.
The 112.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so you correctly did not put that on the thing. So
No.
but it's actually here. We're just waiting on the cabinet.
Okay.
So, and then
And then I have info so we can ship Peter's friend's producer in 412.
Oh,
Just have to
right.
get to the credit card machine.
Yeah, it's at my house.
Okay.
So I'll do that when I come home today.
Okay, I can get that. I'm
And
gonna
then,
hold on to this.
are you going to be at your house today?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so when I get back there, I'm probably going to leave here around 3, and I'll come up and try to figure out a way to get that working.
Okay. Yeah. phone
Any phone line. Yeah, I just have IP phones at my house too, so
Oh, okay.
we'll make it work.
All right. Okay, so these are copies I can leave with you.
Okay.
And I will take originals.
These are the
This
originals.
has credit card info. and stuff.
Yeah, so I got all the line-by-line information off of those I need.
Okay, great.
And then I also
Okay.
compared like the stuff we already have here.
Uh-huh.
And so that number now is like around $5,400.
Okay. Well then,
So-
and there should be a copy of this in there. So that we can double
Sorry
check.
guys, bear with me for a second.
This is an original.
No, it's on original.
All right, I gotta kick you guys
Yeah,
out.
okay.
Yeah,
Talk to you later.
okay, thank you. Sorry about that, guy. Hey, Josh! Alexander Lindback, Peter Donkers. Hey, Happy New Year's, guys. Alexander, I saw you don't have the umlauts over your A. I saw you on Facebook. Your name's actually Lindback, isn't it? Not Lindback. American tongue, sorry. And you're in Norway? Yes? I don't know how much delay we have going on here. Oslo, right. Perfect. So but your name is pronounced Lindbeck, right? Not Lindback. It's hard for an English speaker to do these things. I saw you on Facebook and I realized that you had umlauts over the A in your name. So I come from 2 generations ago from on my dad's side, Germans that spoke German. And so I understand what the umlaut's supposed to do, which most English speakers don't. Yeah, but it's pronounced, you say it, right, Lindbeck, instead of Lindback. Is that correct? I just want to say your name correctly. I have a weird last name, so I like to say people's names correctly, because my name gets mispronounced on a daily basis. People call me Mr. Boul. At which I say, no, I prefer to be called Colon, because Boul is a dirty. Anyway, a Happy New Year, Josh. I'm waiting for the first dirty joke of the year from you. It wouldn't be a broadcast show without some dirty jokes from Josh. And I think we all are, actually. We're doing it's. I can't repeat what you just wrote. I'm doing good. Call me Alex. It's easy. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, that's very good. So anyway, I'm sure there's a lot of questions here and on the internet about what's going on at 65 amps. So let me just summarize. Nice decorations. Yeah, thanks. I'm not done with my office. Maybe some German dirty jokes. I don't really know any jokes in German, actually. I should. Hey, King Darko. No, I'm not all set up. I panned around. I'll pan around again. See, basically I'm still. We've been getting the shop going, and Happy Kwanzaa. That's right, Frank. Happy New Year. Peter Donker says, so what's coming up in 2013? Are you all set in the new place? Yeah, we are, except for my broadcast rig is not set up. But the guys are working today. Thank you, Carp. Is that the one where I ranted? I kind of got maybe inappropriately excited. Cool, Terry. We'll see you at NAMM. If you got time, you're welcome to come over here. It's not too far. We're in the south part of Los Angeles now, so. Oh, yeah, that's the one where I went off on the internet, guys. Yeah, I kind of felt guilty about doing that after I did it. But, yeah, I think it's needed. So, what are you going to do? And it's immortalized forever. Where's the building at? We're in south of downtown in Los Angeles. Oh, I'm not going to have to name names, Carp. What Carp's bringing up on my last broadcast on the second half, I had a bad day that day because I've been getting lots of emails and lots of verbal messages from people hearing inaccuracies about what's going on with 65 from a couple of our competitors. They are trying to make you believe that we're in trouble, which we're not. Hey, Frankie, what's up? Frankie White, Happy New Year. Thank you, Guitar Man 1971. So I kind of addressed it, rather frankly. Which I kind of felt bad about afterwards. I was just kind of pissed off about it that day because it's just so hurtful and incorrect, which is not my style. I have a lot of competitors. I have a lot of competitors that make good things. They just make different things than what I make, and I think we make a reasonably different thing than most people do. And we have our own voice, and we have our own methods, and we have our own formula. Some of which have been done before, a lot of which have not. And that's sort of the value proposition with 65, is that, we do something sort of unique, and it's valuable. And, I'm not in South Central, Josh, don't worry. Josh says, are you in Blood or Crips territory? No. This is all just manufacturing here. There's nothing here. There's just giant factories. This building that I'm in is 125,000 square feet. Yeah, we're safe here. It's really, to be honest with you, the neighborhood's really boring. There's just nothing going on. There's nothing going on that is, hey, Mickey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year from the UK, Mickey says. There's a lot of noise outside here. This is the first time I've broadcast from this building, so I want to let this guy know that I kind of needed quiet for a little bit. Bear with me for 1 second. I'll be right back. There we go. So, yeah, anyway, sorry about that. I'm back. Power washing. You know what it was? There was a guy testing something over there, and he went out to lunch and left the amp on, and whatever he was testing wasn't one of our amps, I just want to say. Some other piece of equipment that was making noise. It was unhappy. So anyway, forget that. Yeah. Let me see what I can do here. Hold on 1 second. I turned up my heater. Now I have a little glow. My office doesn't have heat yet. I just have air conditioning. Do I look like I'm on fire now? I just turned on. I have one of those radiant heat. Here, look. one of those things. I have my carpet from my old shop, if you guys remember that, my Persian rug. Yeah, I do kind of look like I'm glowing, don't I? Guitar Don says, Happy New Year, Dan. The sound man at my gig in Grand Rapids, Michigan, loved my little Elvis. Told me he has met you and that his mom lives near you. Small world. Wow, how about that? Who's your sound man? Ustream's really slow there, Alexander says. I'm going to watch the recording. Have a good one, Dan. Okay, thanks, Alexander. Tusen Talk. We'll see you next week. And for all of you Norwegian guys, Arne Haast is coming here the week of NAMM, and I think I'm going to have him on my show. So we can do that. His name was Steve. Okay. Very cool. Well, I'm glad he loved your little Elvis. The Elvis is very microphone friendly. Sound men love it. I use the Elvis a lot when I play. Just for that reason, because it cuts really well without being obnoxious. But so let's see. I kind of rambled there for a minute. Any chance to get a stereo amp head? Well, I got two answers to that question. Yes, if you want to spend a lot of money. The biggest cost of an amplifier is the transformers. And to do stereo, I need 2 output transformers. So that kind of gets to be a problem. It'd probably be cheaper and faster for you to have 2 heads. If I were to make you a stereo head, it would be a one-off. And that's very expensive. So, yeah. How long is my commute to work now? It's about 25 minutes, so it's not bad. Trying to keep the rig condensed. Yeah, I understand. If I were to make a stereo head too, it would be big. It would be very big. Yeah, my commute before was like 12 minutes, and now it's 25 to 30. Traffic's really bad, it's 40, 45. But since we're downtown, everything downtown works 7 to 4 to avoid traffic. So I came in this morning. I got here about 7:15, and actually it was only 20 minutes because there was just no one on the roads. I will be at the sound booth at NAMM, and so will Peter. For those of you that are coming, Peter has a gig with Cheryl that weekend. So Peter's only going to be at NAMM on Thursday and Friday. So he won't be there Saturday and Sunday. So for those of you that are coming to NAMM and you want to see Peter Stroud, come on Thursday and Friday. And we'll be there. We are doing our party Saturday night, again with Duesenberg, which is going to be at the Imperial Ballroom in Fullerton, right where Leo Fender started. And we'll have Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs again. Mike Campbell from Tom Petty's band, but his own band with Mike and Jason Sine. They're incredible. They're really, really good. It's a big party. So if you're going to be anywhere near Southern California during the week in NAMM, come by and see it. Yeah. Love my 65. Oh, man. Hello, Dan. I love your handle on our show. Thank you. That's really good. So, what other questions do you guys have? I'm sorry I don't have any sound to make today, and my lighting's horrible, and, all these things. But we're working. It's a big transition. It was actually harder than I thought it was going to be. It just, it's like moving. Only we've been in our old shop for 6 years. And boy, did I have some junk to throw away. I threw away so much stuff. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. And when the cardboard recycling guy comes by today, he's going to be in heaven. I had a pile of cardboard boxes that were broken down that was like 8 feet high. You need t-shirts. We're going to have them soon. Arnold will have them in his store. So, it'll be good. This is one of my favorite ones. It's navy blue. I don't know if it shows up, and it's got a big logo on the back of it also. I just don't have heat in my office. It was actually cold here this morning. It was like 45 degrees. For California, that's very cold. It's probably 60 outside right now. Fonzarelli, how do you get such lustrous hair? You know what, man? It just grows out of my head. I don't have an excuse other than I try to eat pretty well, and I notice that makes a big difference. But that's about it. The problem with having this much hair at age 47 is it doesn't really stop at your head. And that's as far as I'm going to go on that subject. Any questions, right? Yeah, I'll answer any question I can answer. That's fine. But, so what do you guys got? Still working on getting free for NAM. Oh, okay. I normally don't miss it, but session schedule's pretty heavy right now. Hey, Frank! Happy New Year! Will we be doing in-house metal work at the new place? No, we don't have the machinery for that. Oh, does it look like Dutch orange to you, Peter Donkers? Yeah, do I look like the Dutch football team? It's actually sort of red, but my lighting is so bad here that it's coming across. Any special swag for regular viewers? I don't know what our swag situation is going to be, actually, Andre. But anyway, back to FS75's question. The metal work we're still doing here in LA, just not in-house. We are going to bring the cabinetry in-house. That's actually my cell phone. I haven't hooked up the old phones now, and hopefully they won't all be in my office. At our last place, the internet came into my office and we had IP phones, so all the bases were there on my desk. Guitar Man 71 says, if I don't make NAM, I'm scheduled to be in California in March. I'll call to see. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm welcome to show this to anybody. Just let me know. I'm very proud of it, so I'd love to share it. And I'm going to be making a nice video, hopefully within a week, and we'll have it up. And our new pricing should be out next week, sometime next week, hopefully by the end of next week. And I think you'll be pleased. They're not going to be bargain cheap, but they're definitely going to be better. And we're going to be offering some standard things on the amps. I think on the Blue Line now, we're going to try to offer covers as standard. And for all of our dealers, we're now going to be able to include shipping, which will make your load a lot smaller. So it is what it is. And I'll have more detailed updates for you next week. Definitely. And I love some of these names on here. I'm an Ewok. That's great. We got a big crowd on here today logged in. Let's see who I know. Kojo Guitar, Frankie White, Frank McCarthy. Lots of Franks. Frank Schottefer, Fonzarelli, Guitar Dom. I'm an Ewok, Knut Berga, Love My 65, Mickey Kid, Neckham, Norwegian Slow-Mo, Paul Ovenstadt, Peter Donkers, Pink Paisley, Renier, RJ Sanders, Rockabilly 12, Rock and Roll Willie, Tone Buzz. You guys registered and participated in the chat. And then I'm showing a bunch of other lurkers beneath that, guys that haven't registered and shot in. Frankie White, good question. Thank you, Frankie, darling. Frankie's a girl, by the way, just so you know. One of our rockin' artists out of Toronto, Canada. She's sort of the modern day Joan Jett, and she's good. So check out Frankie White on the web. Hey DB, any tips for amp care on the road? I busted up my I busted up my London Pro pretty bad on the Warp tour this summer. Got to get it fixed still. Well, road cases are definitely highly recommended. Let me move this heater. I'm just lit up like Santa Claus here. Definitely road cases, Frankie. Did you have road cases? But send us the amp back in. We'll take care of it. That's no problem. You did have road cases, and it still got busted up, huh? Oh my gosh. That's not good. I'm an Ewok says, thanks for the shout out, Dan. Love the show. Well, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. Oh, good questions coming in here. Do you know which, Rock and Roll Willie says, do you know which 65 Lars was playing through in that clip that Miles posted recently? The one at the cafe in Oslo. I think that was an Empire and a Tupelo in stereo. I'm not sure. Guitarman71 says, I'm excited for you. You deserve the success and growth. You've laid the groundwork for a great song. Thank you very much. The amps make the music industry better. Hang on one second. I'm doing my show right now. It's okay. It's all right. It's all casual. That's the guy that's running the whole thing. Let's see. Let me get back down. The chat window scroll up for some reason. Thanks. The amp makes the music industry better, especially from my perspective. Wow, Guitarman71, thank you. That's really nice. It's very generous. I appreciate it. We have been working hard. Hey, Master Sonics, hola. ¿Cómo estás, amigo? Christopher Bob, is there a standard size that fits the Empire for road cases? I don't think so. You can always buy a standard case and redo the foam, or just stick some extra foam in it. We're a little smaller than a Plexi. Well, I'm not looking good yet, Charles. I don't have my lights or my recording rig up or anything. I'm just sitting here in my pretty bare new office, and we're just having a chat today. So, let's see. I missed a question. Rock and Roll Willie. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, it's good. What about your color boost? Any news? Yeah, by the summer we're going to have pedals out. We'll be redoing the color boost, and then I've got a couple of other pedals that are clean boosters and drivers that I personally like very much, and we'll have those for mass consumption. I think by the summer, fall at the latest. Right now we're just focusing on amps. We're going to make some small changes to the red line. I have a board I can show you. I'm doing something that's sort of a printed circuit board, but all we're doing on the printed circuit board is putting the ground planes on it. Everything else is hand wired, just so we can stuff the boards faster. It looks like a PCB. It's not really, other than you see these really huge fat ground planes on it, ground traces. So the London Pro and the Ventura are going to be ported over to that. Tony Conley, hey, Happy New Year, Tony. Nice to see you. What that's going to allow us to do is just make them faster and cut down the labor cost dramatically. But it's the same exact amp, everything. Just the grounding is all done on the board. Everything you'll see in wires everywhere still. But the London Pro is going to do that. And then the other thing we're talking about is doing a blue line version of the Ventura. So our blue line is staying exactly the same. The red line is going to have some small changes to it, but doing it this way, we're going to cut the labor cost down, or labor time down, that we'll be able to deliver a lot faster. So Tony Conley kind of asked a question that leads into that. Tony Conley, which thank you for being here. If you guys don't know Tony Conley, he writes an internet blog, that's wildly popular called Rock Guitar Daily. Is that right, Tony? Is that the name of it? And he does album reviews, gear reviews, guitar reviews, website reviews. Like he's a good man to know. So he says, will the new place allow you to introduce new and different products more quickly? Absolutely. Oh my God, will it be able to do that? Man, I've got 1,000 ideas. I don't want to introduce 50 new products right away, but there's some certain things that are sorely needed in our line that we can now do with ease. One of which is we're going to be making our own new foot switches, which are much better than the Hosta switches we've been shipping for years. They look like a little 65. I didn't bring mine down today. It's still sitting at my house, but it looks incredible. The blue line amps, we're going to try to make it so they come standard with covers that have our logo stitched into them. And on the bigger cabinets, we're going to have steel plates on the bottom of them so you can put casters in if you want. There'll be feet and caster setups to make it easier for all of us guys that are over 29 to move stuff around. Tone Buzz asked, will the new prices apply to current inventory in the store? I'm not sure. We're going to try to make it so the dealers can do that, but I haven't quite sorted it out yet. I think that would be appropriate, and that's a good point you bring up. God, we had a big crowd. I couldn't even get it up on Facebook yet. Andre Mack put it up for me. VA Casey's, congrats, man. Been watching for a long time without logging in, but you always make the workday better. Wow, thank you. That's really nice. I appreciate it. I look forward to this every week. It's so fun to interact with you guys because I kind of live in a bubble, you know. And ironically, I'm still sitting here talking into a little black box all by myself, but the fact that oh, Josh, that was a good one. Yeah, I can't get to Facebook yet from this building because their firewall is prohibiting me, but they're running me a direct internet connection. And so I'm actually going to be able to use, my internet connection here is now 50 meg download and 5 meg upload. And I need 2 meg minimum to run a true high-def camera. Josh is on fire, man. Josh always comes in with the good ones. And for those of you watching the recording, there's a guy that logs in here every week named Baseface Josh. And he comes up with the best puns and dirty innuendo and everything every week, and it just makes everything great. Andre Mack asked the perfect question here. Any appreciable tone difference with the new Redline config? None whatsoever. It's really just the grounding. I mean, all we did was take half of the wiring out by putting a ground plane on this board. And that's going to make everything a lot faster. It's not a printed circuit board amp. It's kind of weird to explain. I don't have one here. I'll show it to you. It's, you know, half of wiring amps, you got to ground everything. You know, so half of the hand wiring is just the grounding. So it occurred to us that if we put a couple of ground strips on a board, attach them, you know, to the eyelets, that takes out half the wiring. So, Peter Donkers, hey, thanks for this, Peter. This is great information. I've been trying out all kinds of pedals with my London Pro. 2 things work for me, the Holy Fire and the Extreme Clean Boost and the Shinny Opium Boost. That's Shinny with N's. I don't have my glasses on because it sounds like I said something else. I need my reading glasses because I'm old. The Shinny Opium Boost that has a 500 hertz, has a bump at 500 hertz. Oh, cool. Well, what kind of pedals will you be seeing this year? Well, we're going to bring the color boost back. And then I have a clean booster also that's, I think, a 28 dB booster. And then I have just a drive pedal, a distortion pedal that's really, really natural. Because I'm not a big pedal guy, you know. And we did this with Simon Higgs. For those of you that know Simon Higgs, he's a pedal designer here in town. And he's a good friend of ours and kind of came up with some stuff that sounds really, really... Lars! Happy New Year! Everybody, Lars Haugen. Lars Hovard, it's so nice to see you. How are you, man? Happy New Year. I'm so glad you're here. I'm just going over the whole new shop. I don't know if you've been logged in for a while. But thank you for the congratulations. Yeah, I'm really excited. This is our first day in the new shop actually working. Everybody's working here. And I obviously don't have to, I haven't decorated my shop or put up my whiteboard, and I don't have my rig together. So I'm just here with a webcam and some bad lights and a little ambient heater in here next to me because I don't have heat in my office yet. It's brand new. They built a new office out for me. So I just have an air conditioner on the wall, which I won't need until, you know, June or something. You're doing good, man. How's everybody in Oslo? Very well. Well, what a nice crowd. How many countries do we have? We've got the U.S., we've got Argentina, I believe. We have Holland. We have England. We have Norway. And what else am I? And Canada. Frankie White, same from Toronto. Andre Max in Vermont, which is not really another country, but they do have their unique ways. Yeah, everybody say hi to Lars Haugen. Pink Paisley's in Deutschland, which I forgot. That's right. Wow, we're doing good. Is that 7 countries? 8 countries? Yeah, we're close. We're close. Lars Haugen asks, are you all set for NAMM? We're very close. One of the pictures I want to show you is the new sound booth they're making. It looks like a huge 65 amps combo. We have our own wood shop here now. It's a CNC laser guided, beautiful, giant machine. And so we put the artwork in for the combos. Oh, this is a good question, Paisley. So we put, and then finally said, why don't we just blow it up huge? And so it looks like a giant combo. The window will be the split window of the amp. That's what you'll look into. Pink Paisley says, why are you doing pedals anyway when you don't like pedals? Well, I don't dislike all pedals. I just don't use, I use boosters and drive pedals, and that's about it. And that's only for gigs. I don't use them for the sound. I use them just to be able to control my volume. Carp Amp says, gotta run, Dan. Wishing you great success this year, and I will get out to see you soon. Right on, Carp. We'll see you soon, man. Happy New Year, brother. Paisley, I don't know if that answers your question or not, but I know how to make good pedals. I just don't use them that much myself. But my big premise for making pedals is that they're transparent. I don't want it to sound like a pedal. You know, most distortion pedals to me sound like a pedal. Everything's compressed and there's no dynamic range and you lose some tone. Jorg Infors, Happy New Year's and congrats on your new location from Northern Norway. Hey, Happy New Year. Thank you, Jorg. Any new products, amps due out soon? Actually, just this Producer 6L is what we have at NAMM. I mean, I kind of pre-released it in the fall, but that'll be out for full production at NAMM. Bassface Josh says, I love a 65 fuzz and a 65 tube comp pedal. Oh, okay. Good thing to think about. Norwegian Slow-Mo, that's really cute. Says, Lars, my 5-year-old daughter asked me to put on the song SJU every time we go to kindergarten. Oh, that's so sweet. Guitar Man 71 says, I found that I don't really need much in the way of boost, distortion pedals, just delays, tremolo, modulating stuff as needed. Yeah. You know, the one thing that we don't do is a really high gain amp. I mean, the Producer and the Empire will get really, really dirty. He says, the 65 amp delivers all the time. Thank you. But for some of our lower gain amps like the London and Tupelo and Monterey, stuff like that, a booster can be useful. You know, it is what it is. CPRES 19 says, or CPRES, or CPRES. Hi Dan, I'm buying a 65 Soho HP tomorrow from a guy in Nashville, and I'm pumped about it. I love your stuff, man. Stoked for you guys. And well, thank you. Welcome to the 65 family, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, Guitar Man 71, if you have a Producer, you've got a lot of vocabulary. You got 4 distinct voices on that amp, so you should be able to cover most of your bases without pedals. Definitely. Yeah, like you said, except for echoes, blah, 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 blah. Tone Buzz says, will the little Elvis pair well with your 212 cab? Yeah, Elvis sounds great. Elvis sounds fantastic with a 212. All of our amps are great with our 212. I mean, that's what, when we design them, that's our reference thing is our 212 cabinet. So it should be good. Pink Paisley 69 says, could you give us a clue what drive boost pedals you are using with which amps? Well, to be honest with you, I have a color boost that I use, and then I have an old rat pedal. And that's about it. And I have Rob Keeler, not Robert Keeley, who's in Oklahoma, but Rob Keeler, who's in Massachusetts. I have a booster from him called a Push. And, it's very, very useful for me. Christopher Bott says, I'd be interested to hear what a high-gain metal amplifier would sound like with good transformers in construction. Yeah, it's going to be really expensive. That's the problem, to get all that gain. Is my voice just booming? It looks like I'm killing the meter all of a sudden. Let me turn it down a little bit. Yeah. Oh, I'll answer this, Frankie. To get all those gain stages is a lot of tubes and a lot of parts, and that's why those are usually all made on a printed circuit board with affordable parts. If I were to make a hand wired one, it would likely be a $4,000 to $5,000 head, and a lot of work. It might even be more than $5,000. I'd be interested to hear it too. I think it would be a drastic improvement. So Frankie White says, I found a marquee in Nashville but didn't see it on the site. What's the story with that amp? The marquee is one we ended up just kind of making for artists. It's 4 EL84s. It's sort of like a really pissed off AC30, even though the circuit's not Vox, but it's kind of what it acts like. It's aggressive and fun. It's like 33, 35 watts, something like that. Fonzarelli says, some of the Trainwreck gear has really high gain, though, and they use the best components. Yeah, the Trainwrecks, they're not super high gain, but they get really dirty. And he did use really good components, which is why they cost so much. There's no way to use good transformers and good board components, etc., and sell you an amp for $1,000. It doesn't work that way. I wish it did, because we'd sell 1 million amps. But there's a excuse me. I've been here since 7 o'clock this morning. There's a certain threshold you have to cross to get into quality components. Even with the increased buying power that I have here, it doesn't get cheap. It's never as cheap as the Chinese stuff. And it performs way better. So, how much did Trainwrecks cost when they were new? I think when they were new, they were a few $1,000s, which 25, 30 years ago was a fortune for an amp. I think in the 80s, a Trainwreck Express was, $25,000 to $3,000. Now they go for $30,000 to $40,000. Hi, Kevin. Happy New Year. Kevin Geyer's in the house. So, Kevin, I'm in my office, and I obviously haven't put up my lights or my recording rig or anything. We're just having a chat show today. And we got a big crowd on. It's really good. And I can't even get to Facebook from my new place because I'm behind a firewall here. I will next week, but I can only do Facebook from my phone right now. Ooh, excuse me. You got one of those Falbo guitars? Those things are cool, aren't they? That's the first innovation in acoustic guitars I've seen in a long time. I think it's really nice. Plus, it's made incredibly well. It just plays like butter. That's good. Bassface Josh says, I wouldn't pay that much for an amp unless it had a censored attached to it. Hey, thank you for coming, Master Sonics. Talk to you soon. Say hi to Eric and Wheelo and everybody for me. Ah, Frankie, you're coming to NAMM. All right. Yeah, let me know when you're in town. We'll get some lunch. I'm not up in North Hollywood anymore, though. But as far as Mexican food goes, there's lots of good stuff around here. So we will take care of you. Chili says, hi, Chalita. Bessie me, Chalita. All right, Frankie, thanks for dropping by. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, Master Sonics. No good Mexican in Toronto, Frankie. No. I mean, let's get our history correct here. This was Mexico until honkies discovered it. They said, we claim this uninhabited territory for the United States of America. Who the hell are those guys? Oh, they're Mexicans. They have a flag. Well, let's kill them and take it over. So, if you want Mexican food. Oh, Pink Paisley, great question. Will you be at Frankfurt, Germany Music Messe this year? Yes, I will. First time. I will be at Messe. So for all of you Europeans, if you want to take a train over to Frankfurt and come say hello, I'd love to meet you in person. And I will be doing a clinic in Oslo this year. I'm going to try to do a clinic in London. Hopefully a clinic at Max Guitar again in The Hague. I want to do clinics in several places this year. So I'll be in Europe hopefully at least twice this year, but I will be over for Music Messe. No clinics in Amsterdam. No, I don't have a store in Amsterdam. Max Guitar is only a 40-minute train ride, though. If you get to Amsterdam Airport, there's a train, pulls right up there. You don't even have to go outside. You just take the stairs out and you get... when is Music Messe? Let's find out. You were born in Frankfurt. Excellent. When is Music Messe? Let's see. You guys can probably find it before I do, but let me see. Music Messe 2013 dates. April 10th through the 13th. So, Janember. That's good, Christopher. I like it. World Guitar is not our dealer in London. Our dealer in London is Chandler's. I don't know when I'm going to be at Max. I still have to talk to Robert. It's been a rough year for me and sort of a rough year for Robert. And so he and I are kind of restructuring how we do things. I'm getting my stuff together again. Been hard to deliver on time this year for Robert. And Robert's customers seem to be very picky about the delivery dates. So, CPres19 says, are there any other dealers in England? I think Guitar UK is going to come back on board this year, but it's not. We're going to firm that up at NAMM. So yeah, we need more dealers in England. And where are you in England, CPres19? Are you in the north? There's a delay here, so I'm waiting. If you guys have suggestions for new dealers, we're wide open. Just let me know, and I'll pass it on to our sales guys, and we'll see if we can handle that. Are you in London, Guitar Man 71? Oh, okay. You travel to England twice a year. Okay. Are you in Europe somewhere else where we should put a dealer close to you? Maybe. Oh, you're in Atlanta. Oh, we have a dealer in Atlanta. No, I was there on a gig. Okay. Yeah, London's been Chandler's Guitars for us for 6 or 7 years, which is a really fun story because when I lived in London, I used to go to Chandler's Guitars and fantasize about buying amps. Josh. There's the winner right there. Josh said it would be awesome if my pot dealer also sold 65 amps. Yeah, that would be pretty good, wouldn't it? If you came in and you were high and you had your credit card. I love that. I love that. Yeah, so anyway, I used to go shopping at Chandler's Guitars in London. And Paula Chandler worked there with her then husband, Doug Chandler, and her then brother-in-law, Charlie Chandler. You know what else we should sell if we do the amps with your other dealer, Josh, is Fritos. Just Fritos and Doritos. I think that would be a good combination. Yeah, and sweet drinks. So, man, I'm getting hungry talking about that. I haven't eaten breakfast or lunch today, and I got up at like 5:30. So, Pink Paisley says, there's a great store close to Osnabrück where I live now. It's called Music Overmann in Minden. You might contact them. There's no 65 amps dealers in Germany yet. Okay. Pink Paisley, would you mind sending me an email with that information? Just Dan at 65amps.com. Bitte? That would be great. Yeah, we'll check them out. We will check them out. So, the Belgians do not have a 65 amp dealer. They have to go to Holland. The evil Belgians? Oh, I don't know about the evil Belgians. They might have a dealer. The nice Belgians don't. What's evil about Belgium? The beer's too sweet. The country's too pretty. Dan, do you have any demos happening at NAMM? Yeah, Peter Stroud's going to be there. Susie Medley from Dead Sarah. I'm really excited about that. That's what I should be talking about. And then we got a few other guys that are maybe yet. I'm not sure. But if you guys haven't watched, here, let me get you a link to Dead Sarah really quick. Let's see. These are a band. It's a band here out of LA, and they use 65s. Let's see. Let me get this video going without playing. Let me stop it and share it. Where do you share it? No, I'll just cut the link right here. All right. First, I have to allow links. Allow links. Let's see. Yeah, she's using a Rocket 88, only now she runs it on EL34s instead of KT88s. Can you guys see that link? Maybe swipe some Wi-Fi from Seymour Duncan. Well, Seymour Duncan is, Weatherman. That's their hit. They're huge here in LA. I mean, they pack big venues here in LA. And they're really nice. Susie and Emily are the two girls in the band that started the band. They've been coming to our shop for like 5 years, I think. I mean, they were just out of high school when they started, and these girls throw down. I mean, they are real rock and roll. Oh, I see. Wi-Fi so I can lunch from the NAMM show. Yeah, that's a good point. They offer internet there now. You know what I have, too, is I have one of those microcells at my house. I might be able to do that. But, yeah, I'd love to broadcast from the show. I've thought about that. That's a good idea. But, yeah. Very fun. Are you guys watching the good ideas are the only kind I have, says Kevin Geyer. What are your ideas about humility? Sorry, I couldn't resist. I love how when I get close to the camera, my head gets huge. I just look like a bulbous freak right now. Rocket 88 with EL34s, 100 watts. No, it's actually only 2 EL34s. Foreshortening. Yeah, there you go. It's only 2 EL34s in that amp. So, yeah, it's 50 watts. It's pretty high B plus on that amp. Sounds fantastic. And I just got an email from their manager. They're going to warm up for Muse all summer, starting in the spring. And they are ordering more gear because they're doing this big giant tour. They are the opening act for Muse, which is very nice. Have you guys checked out that video yet? Are you watching it? These girls rock. They're really cool. They're really smart. And they invited me to their Christmas party. They were throwing in some bar here, and I couldn't make it either. It was so nice. I feel so bad. Yeah, that's all 65 stuff there. Check out that whole album. I forgot what the name. Let me see here. Dead Sarah album. Let's see what it is. I forgot the name of the new album. Well, there's deadsarah.com. Let's see, what's it called? Here on their website. What's the name of the record? I have it in my car. You can see great pictures of them on here. Go to deadsarah.com. Here, let me give you the link. Hold on one second. Check out the link. If you go down on the web page, the first picture of the band, the girl that's second to left, that's Susie Medley. And she's the guitar player, the one wearing the big lace-up boots, the black lace-up boots. And you can see her in the next picture down. She's the girl sitting in the middle on the front with the big boots. And they rock. So Susie's going to be there. There's a lot of good pictures of Emily and Susie. Susie's going to come to NAMM, and it's very fun. Their band is so good. You're going to love it. Coach O Guitar says, regarding Dead Sarah, check out some of their live videos on YouTube. They bring it. Yeah, they do. They're a full-on rock and roll band. I mean, they just slam. And they're better live than they are on the record. And the record's great. I mean, the record's really, really good. And but their live shows are just amazing. Peter Donker says, hope to see you in Germany and Holland this year and then see you next week. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate you coming. Are you signing off? I got to sign off here shortly, too. We've been on for over an hour. I've just got a lot of work to do. Pink Paisley. Dan, just sent you the email with a link to Music Overman. Okay. In Minden. Please stay away from the really big dealers in Germany. They suck. I know most of them. Happy to see you at Music Messe. Let's see. Guitarman71 says the 65 that Vince Gill is using looks like Oxblood Tolex. Is that a custom order? Yeah, it's a burgundy color. We can do that. No problem. Vince has a few. But yeah, a burgundy one. Who are the big dealers in Germany, Pink Paisley? Is it Thomann? Dan, what's your take on Class D, aka digital switching amps? Kevin, I don't have a lot of experience with them. For guitar, I'm not sure it's a very good fit. It may be in the future. Right now, I think the technology, it doesn't sound like a guitar amp to me. It doesn't have a lot of oomph to it. There's lots of power. And it's very, very clean. All right, CPres19, thank you for dropping by. Happy New Year to you too. Enjoy your Soho when it arrives. Let me know if you need any help. Okay? But the Class D things that I played a bunch at NAMM, and then I've had some people bring stuff over and go, you got to hear this, And it sounds good to me. It doesn't sound great. It doesn't seem to have the dynamics that a regular transformer-based tube amp has. As far as PA and everything else, I'm sure it's great. So Thomann, Session Music Store, Heber Lindberg, and Byers. Those are the big ones over there, huh? Well, we're probably going to end up doing a little bit of both, Paisley, to be honest. We need to be in the big stores just because that's where the money is. But then at the same time, we want to definitely promote the high-end stores in Germany. What do you think are the most prestigious boutique stores in Germany? Kevin says, so leave the digital stuff for PA systems. That's my very humble opinion, and to be honest with you, I've only played like 3 amps that were Class D. The Class D and the toroidal transformers, I don't think they work very well. But I'm sort of a purist, Session Music is a good dealer, though, in Germany. Okay, it's quite big. I know stores like Robert's are very rare in Germany. Oh, are they really? Yeah, Robert has a great store in Holland. He's got one right by the German border in Nijmegen, Holland, which is a really nice store and a good stock. And Norwegian Slow-Mo said, good service with musicservice.de. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate any advice you guys have. It'd be great. RJ Sanders, Class D is used as a backup for bass, primarily in a 64 Shellman. Yeah, I'm sure that probably works really well. It just feels different. It reacts different. It feels a little bit constricted and narrow to me. I'm just one guy, though. My opinion doesn't mean anything more than anyone else's. So, try it for yourself. See what you think. If it sounds good, I'd love it. I use a SB. Okay. Gotta go, Dan. Hope to see you at NAMM. That's right, Guitar Man 71. Happy New Year. Thanks for coming by. And we'll be in Hall B this year, not in Hall D anymore. We've moved up. We'll be in Hall B. Andre Max says, got to get back to work. These songs aren't going to mix themselves. Thanks for a good show. See you next week. Thank you, Andre. Happy New Year. We'll see you next week. Kevin Geyer says, I have my full tube rig, but my other rig is an Axe FX 2 and a Carvin DCM 200. I don't even know what any of that is, Kevin. You're talking gobbledygook to me. But I'm sure it sounds great. You do that 7-string thing. You might need that kind of power to get that bottom end out of it. The Carvin is basically a PA. Oh, I see. DCM 200 is a digital switching amp. Well, what do you think of it, Kevin? What's your opinion? How do you like it? I mean, Kevin is like a metal guy that plays 7 strings, and he likes a lot of that kind of music, which I'm not going to hold against him, because Kevin's a super guy. We just have different tastes. Like I like hot mustard and onions on my hot dog. I don't like ketchup. I'm kidding you, Kevin. Tone Buzz says, last time you mentioned that your cabs be made better in the new shop. Can you elaborate? Yeah, I think the joinery is going to be a little tighter. There's also almost no handwork involved in it anymore, so they'll be more consistent. You guys only see the good ones, but when there's handwork involved, sometimes we have to reject amps and they have to be done over again, and that's normal for handwork stuff. This machine that they have is a giant CNC laser guided killer wood machine. So not only can it do the cutting, but it can do the routing. Most CNC machines can't do the routing. They'll do the cutting, but the routing is a little more advanced. Love My 65 says, "Gotta run, Dan. Thanks for the show today." Thank you. Happy New Year. And we'll talk soon, I hope. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah. So, and then there's little things like there's certain things where we have to nail a cleat, into certain areas of the amp. With the new machine, we can just cut it in, and it'll be a little more solid. But it's also going to allow us to make them like 5 times faster. So I don't have to wait a month for cabinets. Biggest part of my problems in 2012 were waiting on cabinets. Cab vendors are human, and it can take a while to get stuff done. So that caused a lot of production delays that some of you guys probably experienced. I think there's a lot of you guys on here that are customers. As a wood butcher, I understand. Yeah, we're just doing more advanced woodwork here. This machine I think is about 32 feet long. So we can lay out multiple sheets of plywood and cut. I think we can lay 3 sheets of plywood on it, and we can cut all 3 sheets into finished product in like 10 minutes. And it's perfect. It's just flawless. Kevin Geyer says, "Well, I do an 812 cab. If you give me a lot of money, I will. I'll do anything if you pay for it." Well, anything within reason, that is. So, sorry about the big store thing, Dan. I was just afraid the big stores wouldn't treat you guys like you. No, we're fine. I don't have a problem with big stores. The thing you got to do when you work with a big store is just set your policies correctly and not take anything for granted. So, like, we do a little bit of work here right now with Guitar Center, which, contrary to popular belief, they're very easy to deal with. But we had the conversation beforehand about pricing and cross-shipping to stores and all these sorts of things. And, Guitar Center has certain stores that are very high-end stores. They have a particularly good platinum room or vintage room. And that's where our stuff goes. So we sort of manage that relationship correctly. Plus, they have very specific requirements about shipping and handling and all these sorts of things. And Goofy65 says, "Sie und Musikmesser, ich freue mich, dich persönlich zu treffen." Absolutely. Ich freue mich auch, an dir kennenzulernen. If I said that correctly. Man, my German's so old. I need to practice before I go to Germany again. You know what happens every time I'm in Germany? After 3 days, I'm dreaming. Dankeschön, Pink Paisley. Und mich auch. Every time I go to Germany, pardon my bad accent, it's been a long time. But every time I go to Germany, by the 3rd day, I'm dreaming in German. It comes back really quick. So I spoke a lot of German with my grandmother when I was young. And I just don't use it anymore, so I forget of it. Kevin Geyer. Bunch of Germans here probably mocking my... Why would we mock your last name? I forget what Geyer means in German. Was bedeutet Geyer auf Deutsch? Wie sagt man Geyer auf Englisch? Let's see what the Germans say. I can look it up really quick. I forgot. What does it mean, Kevin? Geier. Is it the right spelling? Translation for Geier. It's a vulture. That's funny. Did I lose you guys? Where's my window? Oh, there it is. Vulture. Baseface Josh says my name means virgin in German. Vulture, FS. Hey, how does the Tolex affect the tone of the cap, say, versus a stained cap? It probably does minimally. A cabinet without Tolex will resonate differently because it's not being dampened by the Tolex. Is it better or worse? I don't know. I've never really, it's so unfeasible to do that. I know when you put stain on a cabinet, it changes it a lot because it fills in all the gaps in the wood, which does change the sound quite a bit. A raw wood cabinet probably is a little freer sounding, a little more open. Is it a good thing? I don't know. Let's see here. Kevin the Vulture. There's too many good jokes there, Kevin. I don't know where to start. Are you gassy? Oh, that's my hand on the dash. Sorry. Your last name is Fogel. Oh, well, Fogel's nice. Fogel's just bird, right? Each one costs you $10 off an Empire rig. Oh, I see. That's funny. Pink Paisley, Herr Fogel. My German family's name was Kugelmann, which means baker. We had Schulte Bisping, Kugelmann, Tunemann. But my name, actually, my grandfather called himself German, but he was from Alsace-Lorraine, right on the border. So he has a French last name, but German heritage. He didn't speak French, he spoke German. And but his name was a good classic Alsatian mix. His name was Claude Ludwig Boul. So French, German, French. But they all consider them Germans. Oh, your dad's an Austrian vulture. Don Ben. It's good. Well, Americans are all something else. Ever been to Alsace, Dan? Yeah, I went there once. On the Moselle River. I went to Strasbourg and then went along the Moselle River, and I thought it was gorgeous. Very nice. That's where German Shepherd dogs come from. And that's where all the good sweet wines come from. Yes, the food is fantastic there. And all those good white wines. I'm a big fan of a nice Gewürztraminer. I'd like to go back. I don't know Alsace very well. I've just visited there. And when I spoke to people in Alsace and said, oh, my family comes here from Alsace, and blah, blah, they went, yeah, that's neat. What do you want to buy? You and every other American, you come here and tell us you're German and French, and you're Americans, get over it. But we're a weird country. We're proud of our European roots and other roots. There's people from all over, but the people that are European immigrants here. we always mention that, that our heritage comes from Europe, even though we're arguably too proud about being Americans. But, Europeans are everywhere here as well. I think between Britain, Germany, Spain, and Ireland, you're covering 85% of Americans. Dan, if you're a true geek like me, you will have Star Wars, Star Trek, Transformer. No. I'm not a Star Trek, Star Wars guy. I liked that stuff when I was a kid. Where I grew up in Columbia, Missouri, we only had 2 TV stations until I was in 5th or 6th grade. And they played Star Trek reruns every night at 10:30. So that's what I watched. But I never watched The Next Generation or any of that stuff. I like Star Wars when it came out, but I'm definitely not that kind of geek. I'm more of a tubes and Transformers kind of geek. Sorry. No calipers on the desk. No, I'm not an engineer. Well, guys, hey, we're coming up on an hour and a half. Any other questions? Digital multimeter, not in my office, in the shop, yeah. Any other questions you guys want to talk about before I head out and get some food? Because I am muy starving. Nothing? See you in a couple weeks. You'll be here for NAMM, won't you, Kevin? I'll be here. We're going to be in Hall B. Once again, Hall B. And we'll be ready to... We're up playing with the big boys now in Hall B. We're away from all the drums. Yes, sir, Pink Paisley. We'll see each other in Frankfurt. I look forward to that too. Sure, Lives, it says, can I ask a minor repair question? Love your show and your apps. Thank you. Happy New Year to you too, Rock and Roll Willie. 2013's got to be better, man. I think the world's making small progress towards getting back to normal. Tone Buzz, all the best in your new move. Thanks again. Thank you, Tone Buzz. Happy New Year. I appreciate it sincerely. What's your question, Lives? My standby switch is spinning in the socket. Have you tightened up the ring? There's a ring on it that, a bezel that tightens. Check that and see. Is it one of our amps or just any amp? You've tightened up the bezel on both sides, front and back? It still spins? There's a question for Lars Haugen here. Tupelo. Send me a picture. Can you pick the chassis out and see if you can, hold the switch and tighten the bezel at the same time? The chassis comes out real easy. Just 4 bolts. And make sure you're very careful. Don't stick your fingers in there and touch other stuff, okay? But if you can just hold that switch still and then tighten the bezel on there, it should tighten back up. And if you're not comfortable doing that, just give us a call and we'll help you out. Lars Haugen, are you still here? Lars Hobart? Let me see if he's on the list here. I think, oh yeah, he's here. Yeah, he's here. I don't know if he's watching. I can text him. Let me see if he's still here. I'll text him right now. Hold on one second. Unless he's probably typing in here while I'm trying to text him. Oh, there he is. Tupelo and a Monterey. Hey, Lars. I don't know why the chat window keeps going all the way back up. And Lars, you're not coming over for NAMM, right? You guys are too busy gigging, is that correct? Yeah, Tupelo and Monterey is a good combo. Have to stay home because you're touring and the new record. Ah, well, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, Lars, what was your amp rig at the Palace? Wasn't that a Tupelo and an Empire or something? There's a Royal Albert and a Tupelo. And your Royal Albert's running 6L6s now, right? Lars always sounds good. Always. That's right. I gotta turn this. It's just killing me. This fluorescent light is unbearable. Oh, much more intimate lighting now. Dan, can we purchase 65 amps merch at NAMM? I think so. We're gonna try to have shirts at least and coffee mugs and stuff like that. So. Look at this fireside lighting now here. This is great. Bring cash, bring cash. I don't know, we might have a credit card machine there. But cash is always king. Always the best. Bring pizza, bring tacos. You know what's really the best thing to bring when you come by someone's NAMM booth? Bottle of water. Bottle of good water. Makes all the difference in the world. Water and earplugs. That's right. Well, I wear my ear filters the whole time I'm at NAMM. It's crazy. And I'm going to show you guys our new booth, too. It looks like a big amp. Dr. Scholl's. Oh, yeah, I always got fresh running shoes on before NAMM because your feet will die. All right, guys. Any other questions? No? There's a lot of background noise here. We're going to have to soundproof this office a little better. Feels like I'm in a big factory. It's because I am. All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you very much. It's January 2nd, 2013, whichever one sounds the best. Happy New Year. Live says, thank you for making great amps. Well, thank you for buying them. My goodness, I appreciate it sincerely. Congrats on the new dig, Scenics. Thank you, Frank. Happy New Year. Bass Josh. Thanks, Dan. Fun show. Thank you, Josh. You made it more fun. Have a great week. Thank you, Kevin. Happy New Year. Rockabilly 12. Goodbye. Happy New Year to you. And I'll see you next week. I'm not certain I'm going to have a live guitar to play. Christopher Bott, Happy New Year. All the best to you, your family. Oh, thank you. Very nice. I appreciate it. We're off to a good start. So I appreciate you guys' time. It's always a pleasure. I'll be progressing back to normal somewhat next week. We are spending most of our time getting ready for NAMM, so I'll do my best. I'll have lighting where I don't look like the ghost that I look like now. I don't know what it's really like, but on my screen I look like I'm dead. But anyway, appreciate you guys very much. And I'll see you in a week. And in the meantime, get a hold of us if you need anything at all. All righty? Take care. Bye-bye.